Interwebs, hello, Devcon here for another one of my series of YouTube vids of unboxing Torg Eternity products. Bit of a different setup this time because, my computer and everything is still set up the way I do my painting streams that I occasionally do, and I just got the latest from Ulysses Spiel today, and instead of filming it with the little tripod on my camera phone, I figured what the hell, I'm gonna do it like this. I mean, the thing is already set up that I can talk over there and also have everything on camera here. So got the setup, so might as well use it. The latest of the physical releases for Torg Eternity has just arrived at my doorstep. I say physical because they just finished their crowdfund for the one that comes after this, which is Orosh. Started getting the PDFs already, but the physical products are going to be is going to be some times away. In fact, I should have gotten this earlier, but COVID, that sort of happened, so that basically put us that put a speed bump on everything. But anyways, because normally they try to send the physical products before getting the next crowdfund started, but they really couldn't this time. I'm not going to hold it against Ulysses Spiel. So far they haven't disappointed me, and since I've already have the PDFs of this, and so I already know what is inside. I know that I already like what is inside, but it's always nice to have the physical stuff in hand. As always, it comes in a rather large box. This is for the realm called Tharkold. So this is the Tharkoldu Vault. So big it's actually sending stuff on the table there. This is the Tharkoldu Vault. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. But anyways, every box for Torg Eternity has had this naming convention, like it's the Cosm plus name. We've had the Isle coffer. Was it a coffer? Was it a treasure coffer? Anyways, we had the Nile Empire sarcophagus. We had the Living Land. Was it the survival box? But we've had a lot of time waiting for this, and as always, the box is awesome, always with the blue and red lightning that is synonymous with Torg or Torg Eternity, and the it goes straight to the point with the Tharkold logo, which is basically, it looks like the Caduceus staff, for the Hermes staff, but with a demonic spin and with the circuitry in behind, because Tharkold is the realm of techno-horror. As opposed to the one from the first version of Torg, this is basically techno-horror, but with a healthy or unhealthy dose of Mad Max thrown in. So basically, you take Mad Max, Hellraiser, and Terminator, mix everything together, you got Tharkold. So let's open this up, and I've decided to before opening the box on video, to take it out of the packaging that came in, because I decided to spare the video of the packing peanuts hell that is always synonymous with Ulysses Spiel. Again, not holding them against them. It makes sure that it gets here intact, but it's kind of messy. So let's open this up as usual. Anyways, we got the box over here. I'm going to move this to the side because, well, it's not really interesting on the main camera here to have the whole thing there. So what do we got inside? We got a bag full of air. Thank you. We have the Tharkold possibility tokens. As always, every one of the crowdfunds, the big boxes for Torg Eternity, will come with their own version of possibility tokens. So now I have all the sets except for the two unreleased ones. So I don't have the one for Orosh, and I don't have the one for the Pan Pacifica, which hasn't even been written yet. And unless I'm mistaken, I don't think that they're going to be doing one for Core Earth. It would be kind of nice, but for the moment, that is it. So if I just totally not getting the right tool for this, but just want to open this up. There we go. But yeah, little little clippers, not the thing that you should open your RPG stuff with. And as always, it's going to be like super high quality poker chips, but with the theme of Tharkold. We got the logo again on one side, and I have to be careful not to scratch these. So, got like this looks like a scientist who's operating on something I'm not quite certain. Cyber, a little cyber renegade, probably from the race. Guessing this is a Russian operative, and kind of a James Bond looking guy there. I'm seeing a lot of actually normal looking people. I was expecting a bit more horror. Unless I'm mistaken, if I recall, this is the Russian president in Torg, I think. Okay, now we're starting to talk. Now we got a little Blasted Lands survivor. We've got finally a Tharkold techno demon right here, and yes, it's part of course for possibility tokens, and yeah, it's definitely, as always, good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, we got the Tharkold booster deck, which adds cards for the drama deck, the destiny deck, and also cosm cards, all in theme with Tharkold, such as Neil over there. Who's Neil? I don't know. Neil deGrasse Tyson? I'm not certain that he's in the game. Play at any time. For the rest of the scene, intimidation is favored, which is very much in line with the rest of Tharkold. We're going to put that aside. Every box comes with its own soundtrack. We have the Blood on the Blasted Lands soundtrack from Orc Pack again. Ooh, like the guy makes awesome music for Torg. I really like it. And as always, the tracks are themed with scenes from the book of adventures inside, and they always have something for the High Lord. However, Tharkold is a bit special because the High Lord sort of gets killed before the events of this box. That we've already known. In the old edition, he got killed by his second in command, Jezreel. In this edition, he also gets killed by Jezreel, but instead of getting his place reserved by Jezreel, it's sort of a three-way battle, and I already see the Wolf Ascendant, which is the Wolf, President Volkov is one of the three people, and we have Jezreel over there, and one of my favorite NPCs dating back from the original Torg, Trachin. I actually introduced him to my game before knowing that he would be canon in the new edition, and I'm so glad that he is. Over here, we have something that looks like a mouse pad, but it is actually a dice tray. In previous crowdfunds, they've put these, but in not stretch goals, but as add-ons. And this is something that, frankly, I've always sort of skipped. But for Tharkold onwards, I know they did the same thing for Orosh. I'm guessing they'll do the same thing for Pan Pacifica. They've actually put this in the box. Personally, I wouldn't have done so. I would have just kept it as an add-on, and people who want it can buy it. People who want to skip it can skip it and like save the money like that way. But they decided to go otherwise. But what you do is basically you clip the corners like this. 1, 2. This is my first time actually having one in hand. I just already knew how it worked. Like this, and you have a place where you can throw your dice, and they're not going to fly all over the place. I already knew how to throw my dice without having them roll all over the place, but you know, I guess it's something that's useful. But it's exactly the texture of a mouse pad, so, but kind of nice. We have tokens, Heroes of the Blasted Lands, and the Minions of Tharkold. These are in acrylic. Typically, you have these are also as add-ons, and if I recall, they were as add-ons, but they apparently put these in. Kind of nice. Normally, the tokens or thread blips, as they call them, are inside the GM pack. I'm guessing that I'm going to have more of them in there, but still, 8 dividers, as we've had since Isle Treasure Coffer. And there we go. We have the Tharkold map number 1, or map pack, and Tharkold map pack number 2. Kind of nice. You know, these are like poster-sized maps that I typically had in PDF form, but now we have them in physical format. I really hope that the microphone isn't like getting all crinkled up because of the plastic. But anyways, but yeah, these are basically vinyl maps that is just exactly the same. I'm gonna call it. Maybe it's a bit thicker. Yeah, they're thicker than the maps that came in the original the cargo box for the main setting. So I'm guessing that you can probably draw with a dry erase marker on them to add notes or to like, oh, this wall's been blown up or whatever. But kind of nice. They're kind of nice, and you know, if you use the thread blips, you can always move them around there. So we have 2 of these. The aforementioned GM pack over there, which with first of all on the back we have the cheat cards for monsters such as Gospog of the 5th Planting over there. Of course, 4-3 through first. Got Marauders. We apparently have Cranod. You know, the guy who died. we have his stats over there, and oh, fucking Jezreel, Thrachin. Okay, I actually a bit surprised there. Keep encounters fast and interesting with these accessories, and as I said, it's going to have the cardboard thread blips inside. So you have some acrylics and these cardboard blips as well, including the GM screen. Oh, the bookmark, which, unless I'm wrong, yeah, I'm not wrong. They actually put Thrachin on the High Lord bookmark. Is this a spoiler? Is this a spoiler? Like, have they decided that Thrachin is going to be the new High Lord of Tharkold? That'd be interesting. We have the poster of the cover of the which with on one side the cover of the source book, but on the other side we have the cover of the adventure that comes with the set, the cardboard thread blips, and for once they haven't been punched out. Typically, they're I always have a few of them pre-punched out before. This is the first. The Tharkold map, which shows the realm of Tharkold, as well as its neighbor Isle, the mixed zones, and the blasted lands. I love having these maps around because I sort of typically have them on and I draw with them. I draw on them with a dry erase marker, like modifications for my own game. Like this territory has been annexed by such and such realm, or this territory has been freed and is now core Earth or whatever. So it's fun. You can actually like edit those to match your own game. The adventure, Blood on the Blasted Lands, One Unblasted Lands is a massive adventure suitable for several months of gaming. I'd say it's massive. Desperate rescue mission reveals a gathering threat in the Blasted Lands, an army of juiced-up warriors who, if left unchecked, could upend the balance of power in the realm forever. Who is creating these things, and how can one stop the unstoppable? Track the origins of the deadly ravagers through war-torn cities, murderous wastelands, highways, nightmarish nodes of Kerr, and even the irradiated ruins of Chernobyl, as powerful factions compete to stop you or earn your favor. 7 acts, along with Jezreel or Volkov to prevent Thracian's rise to power. Yeah. We have, as usual, the Delphi missions for Tharkold. The Delphi missions being the like a collection of one-off adventures suitable for 1 or 2 evenings. Each of 10 adventures inside is suitable for an evening of play. There you go. Each adventure may be dropped into an existing story or played on its own. Murderous mutants, deadly races, and demonic mayhem abound. Conducts adventures suitable for alpha and beta clearance Storm Knights. Typically, the adventures in these are always for alpha clearance, but now they realize, people have been playing and, their characters are getting more experience, so let's put some beta clearance in there. And the picture there is kind of weird because it kind of looks that it would be better suited for Isle than it does for Tharkold, but anyways. 10 adventures all set within different parts of Tharkold, great for one night fill-in or extended act that ends too early. Typically, what I like to do with the Delphi missions is typically I like to weave them in my campaign and use them to drop hints to have my players go somewhere else, which is then something that I homebrew myself. Next up, the Cosm book itself, Tharkold, featuring the lovely Jezreel delivering the finishing blow to Cranod. Finish him! This is gonna hurt. Yeah, Tharkold hurts. Tharkold is literal hell on Earth. Long ago, demons crushed the humans of the Cosm in a world-shattering war that left both civilizations in ruin. Now the demons, bolstered by occult technology and seeking new realities to plunder, have turned their eyes upon core Earth. Tharkold invaded Russia, but President Alexander the Wolf Volkov seemed ready for them. Oddly enough. An uncomfortable detente felt over the realm ravaged by madness, radiation, and demonic abominations. Now the status quo has been upended once again with the death of High Lord Cranod, Cranod's henchwoman, the Wolf, and a scheming demon with mysterious ties to the Gaunt Man. Thracian now race to extend their control over the realm. You play as heroes of this gritty, blood-soaked realm, freedom fighters, criminals, renegades, psychics, and even the rare demon attempting to overcome their evil origins and change the blasted landscape for the better. New perks, spells, psychic powers, and occult tech for players. New threat. My Tharkold, I have a player in my campaign who is a transformed human who transformed to Tharkold reality, and he's just rolling with it. He just loves occult tech. New threats of foes to encounter, including battling the harsh environment itself. Details for major factions within Tharkold and regions they control, plot hooks and events for the first year of the Possibility War. This game requires Torg Eternity core rules and drama deck to play. And next up in the box, and I think this is the last thing. Yep, this is the last thing. The box is empty after this, so we have a empty box. It's the GM screen. That I misremembered and thought it came in the GM pack, but the GM pack was accessories. I love having a specific screen for every Cosm in Torg. Because, well, first of all, they always come with the same set of rules, but they always have these different sections on the screen that is meant for this reality. And Torg is you change realities every few games, and sometimes within the same session. And I like having the appropriate screen for that reality itself. And if I plan my characters to go from one reality to another within the same session, I will have both screens, and I will switch screens on when they do. Speaking of which, we have the screen as always in landscape format nowadays, which is basically the standard for the industry. We have the big it looks like yeah, it's obviously set in the blasted lands with with vehicles, people riding on them with machine guns and such. Witness me, and and as always, yeah, there is a spot with the reality, the axioms: Magic 12, Social 25, Spirit 4, and Tech 25. This is something that has baffled my players, because how can somewhere be as horrible as Tharkold have such and as oppressive, because humans are enslaved, and they're everything is like set in a strict, rigid social code. How can such a place have such a high social rating? Well, first of all, rules wise, you need to have a high social rating for a reality for psychic powers to work, and Tharkold has a lot of psychics. But just having a high social axiom, or a high magic, or a high spirit, or a high tech, or whatever, doesn't mean that it's widely available. It just means that it's possible. So even though they have a social 25 axiom, it feels like a feudal realm with lords and kings and whatever. Inside the screen, we have, as always, the standard bonus chart over there: defeat, soaking damage, your basic. The middle panel is basically the Torg Eternity standard rules. Left panel, we have debilitating mutations, because who doesn't like radioactive deformities? Falling damage, which is also always nice. Techno demon summons, because Tharkold. Speed modifiers, because a lot of people are on vehicles. Environmental hazard. First one, burning rain. Cold snap. Fallout zone, because nukes. Rad ticks. The radiation bugs. Gotta love them. Cur traps. Item availability, because I'm kind of moving the computer there. Item availability, because everything is scarce. And I just love this. And the archetypes that people have submitted for Tharkold. We have the Abomination Thug. You're playing a mutant. Blasted Land Survivor. Got a Blasted Land Survivor. The Chop Shop Doc. That's the one I thought was a mad scientist who was operating on something, and yeah, he's definitely operating on something. The Demon Scholar, as the game said, you can play repentant Tharkoldu. The Ex-Spy, the guy I said looked like James Bond. Yep. Grid Runner, because the original Tharkold from original Torg didn't have the Mad Max elements, and it definitely had cyberpunk, but with demons thrown in. So that makes sense that they got a Grid Runner there. Institute Escapee, so that's probably a psychic. Pain Acolyte, as I said, this is gonna hurt. It's Tharkold. The Race Marine, not a Space Marine, a Race Marine. Rogue Institute Agent. So these are all the the tokens that I said. Why are there so many humans? The Broadva Soldier, the Fallen Alpha. So we got a Techno Demon over there. Intelligence Officer. Okay, that's the one I thought it was Volkov. It's not. We have a picture of Volkov in the book. Okay, the guy that I thought was more suited for Isle is the Occultech Smith, the Psymaster, and the Renegade Infiltrator. And that rounds up everything inside the Tharkoldu vault. What the hell? What does Volkov look like again? Note to Ulysses Spiel: please put indexes in your in your books. Delphi Council, Invader Lore, Thrachin, Alexander Volkov, page 88. What does Volkov look again? No, this is Thrachin. There we go. There's Volkov. So yeah, it's what Putin would look like probably in this reality. So there we go. This is Torg Eternity, the Tharkoldu vault. Up next is going to be the Orosh box for Orosh. I actually already forgot the name. I'm gonna get it also whenever it gets released. And as always, I'm gonna be opening something like this and post it on YouTube. So on this note, it's gonna be it for me. Thank you for watching. Devcon signing out.